Welcome to the Church of What's Happening Now special Memorial Day edition, where it's about to go crazy.
Where's the music?
Oh shit, I forgot.
Jesus Christ almighty, you see what I'm fucking saying? Get up, cocksuckers. Salute the flag. Get up, everybody, get up. It's Memorial Day weekend. I'm sure you had a grandpa who killed a Japanese person. I'm sure you had an uncle who stabbed a Puerto Rican in the heart. Something. Get up. It's not about potato salads and cheeseburgers, you fucks. It's about being a fucking American, a state of mind. You don't need to be born in America to be an American. You just need to get up in the morning, grab your balls, and look at the flag, and look at Jesus and say, you know what? I got this, cocksuckers. I don't need no fucking welfare check. I'm a savage. All I need is a fucking knife, a spear, and I don't even know what I need no more. You know what I'm saying? It's Sunday, special edition, Memorial Day weekend. Get your shit together. That guest tonight, the beautiful Sarah Tiana. Get it together, cocksucker.
Now, this show is sponsored by DollarShaveClub.com. Get high-quality razors sent to your door every month for a fraction of what you pay at retail. Now go to DollarShaveClub.com/church. That's DollarShaveClub.com/church. Or just go to joeydiaz.net and click on the Dollar Shave Club banner. The show is also sponsored by Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus lets you binge on thousands of hit shows anytime, anywhere on your TV, PC, smartphone, or tablet. Support this podcast and get an extended free trial of Hulu Plus when you go to huluplus.com/Joey. That's huluplus.com/Joey. And buy escapepodtank.com. Go there for all of your sensory deprivation tank needs. Mention Joey Diaz, and you're going to get $250 off of already low prices. Oh, shit.
Put this microphone on, Lee. Hit. Check. Check. Oh, shit. It's a beautiful song for a beautiful day. Memorial Day. It's Sunday late night, but it's Monday in some places, and who gives a fuck? Get up. Get up, cocksuckers. It's a good day. You're going to smoke some dope. You're going to eat some cheeseburgers. Hopefully something good will happen. Maybe you get your ass licked. I don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? Get up, cocksuckers. Monday, May 26th, the day the devil was fucked in the ass and lit on fire and taken to a gay party. Lee, here you go.
What's up, buddy?
It's fucking Memorial Day, cocksucker. There's a vet in Afghanistan right now hiding under a tent, waiting to shoot some. No, don't be breaking in half. Eat that shit, cocksucker.
It's hard as shit. Give me a break.
What hard as shit? You got good teeth. You're Jewish. You got good teeth. You're Jewish. You like that, Ellie?
I do.
We're starting this on the right foot. We give Sarah Tiana one, but she's got a bowl coming. You know what I'm saying? What's with the music, Lee? What are you, DJ fucking Melly Mel? How you guys doing?
You can't get it down.
No, you can't. Get it together, Lee. You're slipping.
Oh, it's gross.
I gave you a little piece. It's delicious. It's fucking nutritious, delicious. It's chocolate, correct? Who don't like chocolate, Lee? Stop spitting it in your hand. You're going to eat that thing, cocksucker. Swallow that thing like a soldier. Somewhere in a fucking bush somewhere. There's a little white kid from Ohio fucking eating a can of Jello, and here you got a fucking Chiba Chew. The deluxe edition.
A can of Jello?
Sure, a little fucking pouch of Jello or stuff. What's happening, Sarah Tiana, you sexy savage? I've been waiting to get you on here for a year, and we get to each other on Twitter sometimes, and I bump into you in weird places, but
I know. I've been wanting to come on here for a while, so I'm excited that it's finally working out.
Oh, you look beautiful as usual.
Oh, thank you. You look very beautiful today, too, Joey.
I'm fine. It's tough out there for a pimp. Lee Syatt, what's happening, you sexy motherfucker? Ooh. Look at you. He brought us, we had a little day outing at the track.
I know. It was fun.
Myself, the baby, Lee, his girlfriend, San Juan, what's her name? San Jose's. What's his name? San Juan. The San Jose's. I get confused. The Filipinos, they got Spanish last names. I can never figure that shit out. But we had a nice time.
Yeah.
We went over. Our friend hit the fucking trifecta for $7.90. Very nice.
Whoa.
Day. Yeah. I took a beating as usual. Lee was the kiss of fucking death. I was winning until he got there, cocksucker.
What are you gonna do, dog?
What's up, dog? You're looking all discombobulated. What's going on?
Well, someone said audio was weird, so I was seeing if someone else said anything. We'll see. We'll find out.
Okay, we'll get it together. You're slipping. We had too many moving pieces.
We did.
He's having a tough time.
He's still recovering from the Chibo Chew.
That was an off-brand Chibo
What
Chew.
is it? What's it called? A Chibo Chew?
A Chibo Chew. That's what's going on. I guess they're behind the 8 ball. Something's going on with the manufacturing or something. So that there's no more. Our favorites are it's like a gummy bear.
Oh, okay.
It's called a Green Hornet, and it's 70 milligrams, and it's got like 220 milligrams of CBDs. But you get pretty fucked up. It's the best one out there for the valley. He ate 1.5 last time.
Oh my god.
1.5?
That was. I mean, it was a gummy bear, so it's even stronger. That was. Like my body just turned off at some point. He drove me home.
I drove him home. He was waiting for Google. Who was gonna pick you up?
Lyft.
Google.
Google. Lyft. I don't fucking know.
Say?
Every day somebody new is picking you up.
That's
What's
true.
going on with the audio?
I think we're good. No one else said anything.
All right, beautiful. What else is going on with you? Good to have you on here. I know you go on little tours with Red Band.
Yeah. I mean, that was a fun. We just went to Vegas, but that was kind of a nightmare, a little bit, just with the club. But we had a really good time, like the three of us together.
Hanging out with Brian is always a good time.
Yeah.
He does something. He's just a different guy to really go out with, Brian. I don't know how to describe it. Like after comedy, he's a warm guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've known Brian for a long time.
Yeah.
It's really weird to see the different phases that he's gone through as a comic, producer with the podcast. But one thing I do have, and I've gotten mad at him as hell, I've gotten mad at him for a while. He's gotten mad at me. But the beauty of our friendship is that whenever I'm with him, I have a great time. He knows where I'm coming from now. I know where he's coming from. And I got to tell you, I really love him, and I'm really proud of him.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of him.
He works really hard. That's what I respect a lot.
And he makes me laugh. He's just one of those guys that always makes me laugh on the phone. Something stupid. He's mad at somebody. It's always something, So I'm used to it. I got a call from a friend today. It was disturbing. Like a dear friend of mine that I've known since 6th grade. You know, shit like that. He used to walk with me to my mom's bar, and I let him sit at the bar and drink sodas. We all be like tough guys. We're drinking at the bar. We're drinking fucking sodas. Better than us. Where's the rest of the fucking 12-year-olds somewhere fucking playing with balls? Over here fucking drinking sodas, watching TV. And he called me today. I looked at the phone. I was expecting somebody else, so when I saw it was him, I picked it up, and it was kind of one of those disturbing calls, he was telling me about stocks and bonds and shit. I didn't even know what the fuck he was talking about. He's investing in this, he's investing in that and he's a great guy, but he's one of these guys that just had a job at the same place for a long time, like at a newspaper or something. And when I got off the phone with him, it's amazing how different our lives ended up. We were both crazy together, and we were both, and you get these attachments in your life, like a child or a wife. You get these things along the way. And when I got off the phone with him, I'm like, sure, he's talking to me about fucking stocks and bonds. He's by himself. He's my age. He lives by himself. He has no children. He has no wife. I couldn't even imagine. We were getting into a good conversation before the podcast started. That's usually the way it is. You have good conversations before the podcast. Then once the podcast is, you look at each other like, what the fuck happened? We were talking about children, how hard it is, even the father-daughter relationship. You came out all right. You're tight with your dad.
Yeah, I'm really close to my dad.
And it's you're a very decent young woman. If I love to call you a daughter myself. But it's amazing how sometimes when you're around a guy, you can see if he came from a fucked up home or whatever.
Yeah.
If a parent was there. I think it's the same with guys and women sometimes,
my parents did a good job with me because when I was growing up in the South, like in Georgia, we had a daycare center in my high school. Like tons of girls got pregnant in high school, and they took out sex ed and they put in a daycare. Like that was their way of solving a problem in the hometown that I grew up in. And it wasn't really, it was frowned upon to get pregnant, but then obviously like the school was like almost encouraging it by putting in a daycare. And so the way my parents like solved the problem was they just always made me work. They kept me very, very busy. Like I got a job when I was 15, and my dad owned a Pepperidge Farm distributorship, so I used to work for my dad. Like on the weekend, it was like never idle time for me to just like sit around. Like they really instilled hard work in me, And so that kept me so busy that I was constantly just like focused on that and like making money and, you know, and working really hard because like that's what made my parents really happy. So I didn't have time to get into...
Fuck around.
I didn't have time. Yeah, I wasn't into drugs or alcohol or anything because I was just like, no, I want to work. I want to like make money. I want to be able to afford clothes because my parents also never bought me anything. They always said if I wanted something, they would buy me anything I wanted, but I had to pay for half of it. So if I wanted a purse, it was like, okay, well, you can have that. Yeah, of course, but you have to pay for half of it. So it would have to teach me to save up money and like, okay, and by the time I saved it up, I was like, oh, I don't want that. You know?
Did your dad ever say, well, I'll pay it for you, give me half of it, and then he'd look at you and wink and go, fucking put it on the own. I'll catch you the next one or something like that.
No, they never, only a couple times did I even do that. They never, they never paid for the whole thing. I don't think they had the money either.
Yeah, my parents did the same thing. I grew up, my parents moved to a town before it became kind of rich and like higher end. And the kids in my school would get BMWs and Lexuses, and like they would crash them. I have so many friends who totaled multiple cars. Mm-hmm. And I got a job when I was 14, and I worked for like 2 years to save up the $2,000 for this shitty beat up car. Mm-hmm. I never got a one accident, never got a single ticket.
Well, it tastes better. You need to work for it. You know, you're not going to fuck around with it. You know.
Yeah.
It's amazing how we've all had a similar background. Because my mom was a firm believer in. Was there any time you could look at your parents and go, fuck it, I'm not getting up this Saturday and Sunday?
No, yeah, right. No way.
That didn't work either with you. It didn't work with me. That's amazing.
Never.
My mom made a point, because I'm the kind of guy who would love, if you sit me down in front of a TV, I'm fine. Like, even school vacations, I was always in some sort of camp or league, or even if it was just going to a camp to do, like, video stuff, at least I was out of the house. Mm-hmm. Like, I never was, like, one of the kids who could just run around the neighborhood. Like, I didn't even have a neighborhood. I was on like kind of a busy street, but it was just, I never had anything like that.
Yeah, see, we didn't have neighbors. I grew up on 3.5 acres in the country. Like, my neighbors were a cow pasture and a sheep farm. Like, I grew up between those two. So we had to, like, if you wanted a friend to come over, like, that was a whole day event. Yeah. You know? So we had a swimming pool in the backyard. That was what my parents spent money on. They spent money on things that the whole family could enjoy, not just one of us or me or my sister or my parents. Like, if they were going to spend money, it was going to be on a TV that we all watched. It was going to be on a vacation that we all went on. It was going to be on a swimming pool that we could all use. And so we all had to, like, work and keep the pool clean and take care of it. And my mom and dad had an agreement. Like, my dad did everything on the outside, and my mom took care of everything on the inside. And if anything from the outside crawled into the inside, he had to take care of that too. So it was a very, on the weekends, we all slept in maybe an extra hour. But as soon as somebody's up in the kitchen, everybody's up because they're hungry.
It's amazing how having a pool taught me a lot also. Because kids would come over, and then when it was time to leave, they would leave. Mm-hmm. And then my mom would say, well, what about all those towels, the garbage? You got to pick all that shit up. And I would pick it up. Mm-hmm. And then we had an above-the-ground pool. Mm-hmm. But then my friends got a below-the-ground pool. Mm-hmm. And I would go over there, and at the end of the day, the same thing would happen to them, but I would always stay around and help them pick up.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
His father would always go, this kid came from a good house because all your other friends boogie with noogie. He hangs out and cleans the towels and fucking... So it's amazing the work. I couldn't imagine. Like, I remember one of the toughest jobs I had was for like a year. My stepdad bought into a flower shop. And you had to get up in the summers like at 4.
Oh, early, yeah.
And go to New York, pick up the roses and the gladiolus and all that shit. Then de-stem the fucking roses with a thing in your hand. Oh, shit. That was the worst summer of my fucking life, man. Mm-hmm. That was the worst summer ever of just de-stemming roses from like 6 to 9, 6 to 10, de-stemming. And you'd get your little hand caught, and it was a fucking nightmare. I did a lot of shitty stuff. The other worst second thing, my mom made me stick my hand in the tampon box. One time she told me...
You use tampons?
Yeah, my mom told me women put money in there. Because my mom had a bar.
Oh.
So part of my angle, you had to clean the fucking bathrooms.
Oh, wow.
So I kept saying, Mom, one of those little things that women leave money in there for you. Go ahead, stick your hand in there and shit.
Was there any money in there?
Fuck no.
It's like, I never stuck money.
And in those days, it weren't like tampons. It was like these big pads. Fucking Kotexes that looked like like a fucking shell from the ocean.
It was like
It was just like a
diaper.
like a small mattress that folded like a fucking mattress for a. It was crazy.
yeah.
It really was what the lesson she made me do. And you're right, I never bitched. I knew I had no fucking option.
No.
I had no option in that situation. There was no, because she would cut me an offer I couldn't refuse. Like, here's the deal. This is what you want. This is what you can get. But you got to do this. Once you're finished with all this, then we'll do that. And then we'll move on. So it's kind of a fucking
Yeah, and when
deal.
you're a kid, you have the energy to do all that kind of stuff. So I was just like, okay, all right, I know I can do this. I just like clean the house really fast or whatever it was that we had to do. But my mom never like made it like we used to beg my dad to mow the lawn because like he had a riding lawnmower and that was like driving, you know.
Yeah.
So but my dad was like, nope, this is my lawn, you know. Like he had a certain way that he did it. But then finally, eventually, like once we were better at like driving cars and stuff, he would let us like mow the lawn.
You got boys in your family? You have brothers?
No, just
girls?
one younger sister.
Wow,
Just one.
so two girls.
Two
That's
girls.
tough.
Yeah, my poor dad. So
The
bad.
father-daughter relationship is, like I was telling you this before, I was patting her head, and then she was watching the Wally Kazam, whatever the fuck she watches, and I'm just thinking about how my wife was like, I'm taking her for a walk, and how scared I was.
Yeah.
I was like, where are you going to go? Fuck,
Yeah.
you going to go? Studio City? Walk around? Stay in the house. Is air conditioned?
Yeah.
She's like, no. I'm like, I didn't go for my walk yesterday. We drove to the pool. So the whole time, you know, you think all these thoughts, and then I started thinking about my mom for some reason, how she was not into me having fear,
Right.
like at any fucking level. The only thing she didn't want me doing was crossing Broadway. When we first came from Cuba, we lived a block away from fucking Broadway in New York City.
Right,
That's
yeah.
the biggest fucking street in the fucking world. You know,
Yeah.
at that time, it was 1960 fucking 6. By 68, I was playing in front of the house, and she would go, I don't give a fuck what you do. You cross the streets that way, you know, laterally. I don't want you going across from Amsterdam, and I don't want you going across Broadway. And that's what I did all day.
Yeah.
Was as soon as I seen her head go back in that fucking window, me and my buddies went to the corner of Broadway, and you had to outrun the fucking cars in those days. There was no
Oh my God.
10 seconds
Really?
with a fucking hand and 20 beep, 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 and some fucking blind dude with a stick. That shit changed. You had like 3 seconds to run around the fucking street.
That's hysterical.
That's really fucking hysterical. That's the only fear she ever told me not to do. And I did it anyway. But
Yeah.
everything else was like, you know. And we're talking about what I saw, like a mom's encouragement is different than a dad's
Yeah.
encouragement. You were saying that when something bad happens,
Yeah.
you call your dad.
Yeah, well, like when I have to tell when I have something that I just want to talk about or I'm upset about, I might call my mom. But if there's something I'm really upset about, I'm going to tell my dad, because my dad is going to give me the kind of sympathy that I need. Like a dad's like, because if I'm really hurt, like, and I tell my dad, he's going to be just as equally hurt as I am. Whereas if I tell my mom that I'm hurt, she's going to be upset, but she doesn't have that kind of like deep-hearted, you know, she has a deep love for me, but a dad's love with his daughter is like he feels your pain so immensely.
Oh,
like
it's horrible.
when I remember the first time I was ever like upset about a guy, like it's like making me tear up, but I told my dad that he had cheated on me, and my dad was so upset that he started crying over the phone, and it's the first time I'd ever heard my dad cry. Sorry.
That's all right. We're getting emotional in here.
But
in
yeah,
church all
that's
the time.
like,
Not Lee, but I get emotional.
I'm emotional.
but
He's
that's
Jewish, he don't
different,
give
you
a
know.
fuck.
My mom doesn't cry, you know. She was the strong one, you know. My dad is like a little bit more emotional.
It's always
Which I
scarier
think-
meeting dads as a guy going to meet a girl's
Yeah.
like parents. Like
Yeah.
I'm really cool with my girl's mom, but like
Yeah.
the dad isn't really in the picture, so it's kind of like this ominous, scary. Like the first girl, my first ever girlfriend, she was adopted and her parents were older, like really older, like 70 when she was in high school. And I went over and her dad brought me up to like the attic and had guns, which in Massachusetts isn't a normal thing.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like freaked out. That was my first introduction to it.
Yeah.
But it's always, I mean, I'm excited, not excited, but in 15, 20 years with Mercy, just imagining what you're going to do, Joey.
I was married before when I was locked up, and I had a baby girl with it. And I was tight with the girl till she was we really were tight till she was about 10. And then the last 5 years, it just kept getting worse and worse because of the mom. and now we haven't spoken in like 8 or 9 years. I think it's 9 years. But it's so weird. It changed who the fuck I was. Like, our relationship definitely changed my dynamic as a man, as a man's thinking. But now with this daughter, it's I don't know. I feel more connected with her. It's like I know what she's going through when she's going through it.
Yeah.
I tell my wife, don't break her balls. Just fucking, you know what I'm saying? I know, I see her piece in me, so I understand what pisses her off and what doesn't piss her off. And I get it. It's so weird. But I always had respect for my girlfriend's dads growing up. I never had no real beef with anybody. I swear to God, it's the weirdest thing. I never, because I knew how to attack it. They just don't want to throw it in their face. You know, at any age, you don't want some guy.
Oh yeah, of course.
Throwing in your dad's face. So you just go over there, act like a fucking man, like a normal guy, and you have your job, and you don't have alcohol on your breath, and you fucking do what you do. You know?
Yeah.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
It is tough, and I just feel like even with guys that I dated, I didn't really date that many. Like my parents had a much easier time with me than with my sister. My sister had like a boyfriend from like middle school through high school. So they were like well more advanced than I ever was. Like I like would date guys all the time, but I was never. They bored me a lot. Like especially in high school. Like I mean, in 9th grade, I remember like I was always dating seniors, and then when I was a senior, I was like, what? These dudes are all like my friends that I grew up with. They're gross. Like I'm not interested. You know, like they're my brothers. They're like my best friends, and so I never. But my sister always had like. She had this boyfriend, Nick, like all through middle school and high school. And boy, oh boy, that was like tough on my dad because it was like serious. It was more of a serious relationship. With me, they were just like, my dad's always wanted me to have a boyfriend. Whereas my sister had boyfriends and then she got married. And she got married probably like 6 years ago. And I'm like,
where's your sister
like
live?
Far. She's like, she lives in North Georgia.
But it's close to your parents.
Close to where we grew up, yeah. My parents live in Phoenix right now, but they're moving back to be next to my sister. They moved to Phoenix because my dad needed a better job, and so they moved there for a job, but now they're moving back. So yeah, so they're moving back to be with my sister because she has, you know, a family and a stepdaughter. She doesn't have her own daughter yet or her own kid yet, but she has a stepdaughter. So, which is basically, you know, she's been married to this guy since she's been with the baby since it was really little. So
but you wanted more than your sister. You wanted to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I wanted to leave.
Right, you were
my sister never wanted to leave.
No, there's some people who want to stay there, but you knew in high school you were getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I mean,
it's amazing how, did you know?
Oh, yeah.
You knew. You fucking knew already in high school.
Oh, yeah.
You too? Seriously, guys? We all knew. We're all from the same cut. I knew because I had the worst addiction I ever had was looking at Help Wanted.
Yeah.
Since the time I was a fucking freshman in high school, I would not read the sports anymore, nothing. I would just look at Help Wanted every morning. I'd go, oh, machinist. I wonder what they do. A travel agent.
Yeah.
There's a lot of jobs for fucking travel agents. I'm going to write that down.
Thank God he didn't choose that.
It's the same shit I do right now. I'm my own travel agent. But it's just really amazing how you look at things like that. I knew, and here I was in New York, but I always knew there was something better out there.
Really?
Like
New York, I would
something.
think it might be hard to leave.
It was very hard to leave, but I always knew there was something that I was looking for. New York had everything I wanted, but just a little too much. Like I've always said, New York at the time, in 82, 83, had a little bit too much. I could look at Sarah and go, what do you think? Should we buy a machine gun? It's 4 a.m. We could still get it. He'll be there till 6. You know, that's just a little too much. That's just a little too much. And I wanted a little tame, but I knew I wanted to get the fuck out of there. I knew there was something. And I always thought leaving and coming back would change you. Yeah. At that age. Like it would make you more serious but it didn't. I'd see my friends that would leave and go to the service and they'd come back still retarded or even more fucking retarded. You know, and I'm like, why the fuck did you come back? They come back after basic and go, I'm headed to North Carolina, I'm headed to Japan. It's going to be great. I'm going to fucking eat sushi. I'm going to join karate. And then they come back a year later and they tell me how it sucked and they don't want to. And you're out there. And these people now that said it sucked, now I see why. They still went back home and that's where they live.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I come from one of the hottest areas of the country there, that little northern New Jersey, and I just fucking knew something. And I went to Colorado. Like, I didn't even come to L.A. I went to Colorado. I'm not saying L.A. has more, but there was just something missing.
You did, like, the opposite move. No one goes from New York City to, like, Aspen, Colorado.
Nobody.
I think 8,000 people did the opposite trip you did.
Yeah, no, it was. I was looking for something, but I wasn't looking for the obvious.
Did you travel? Like, did you guys go on vacations, or did
As a
you ever
child?
leave? Yeah.
As a child, we traveled a lot. My mom was a fucking squirmer. Yeah, she liked it.
That was my parents too. Like, every summer we went somewhere else. So I was so used to leaving the state. Like, most of the people that I grew up with in Georgia have never even been on an airplane
Can you
before.
imagine that shit?
I can't even imagine.
My in-laws have never been on a fucking plane.
Yeah, I have so many friends.
Your current in-laws?
Or I don't know. I'm not even friends with them anymore. But a lot of people I grew up with that haven't.
They've never been on a plane because they're really scared. My in-laws are really scared people.
And I don't even know if it's the plane that they're afraid of, or if it's where they're going that they're afraid of.
Really? Wow.
Hey, listen, man, for some people, I can't even imagine myself putting a fucking nacho chip into hummus. Like, I could never even imagine doing something like that. But for some people, they couldn't. Have you ever spoken to people about California?
Oh, they think it's like they ask me every time, and no matter what, and they're like, "Oh my God, is it just full of like assholes and people who are fake and evil?" And I was like, every single city is exactly the same. I've been to cities everywhere. It's full of people. If you have the natives, the people who grew up there, who think this place belongs to them, and then there are people who have just moved there to try to work and live. And that's every single city I've ever been to in the entire world.
And at this point, like, all the same stores are going to be there. Like, there might be a couple of differences, like Ralph's versus Star Market or something, but...
No, nothing's really too different. Exactly. I mean, I have friends that, like, I would be like, why don't you just go, like, go to New York, go to a city... Like, don't even go to New York. Go to, like, New Hampshire or Vermont, like, someplace. And they're like, well, I ain't never left anything in New York I need to go get. That's what they'd say.
That's what they'd say. It's
amazing. Like, I don't need anything there that I can't get here. Why would I leave? And it's like, well, maybe you just want to learn more about people. I mean, that's where real, like, racism and prejudiceness and stuff like that exists. And I feel like a lot of that stuff happens, is perpetuated everywhere. It's not, like, I would say, like, Philadelphia is, like, one of the harshest, like, most racial towns I've ever been to in my life. Like, it's, like, scary racist sometimes.
Really? Even coming from the South? Like,
yeah, because in the South, you know when people are racist because they're, like, waving a flag and burning a cross and stuff. But, like, in cities, like, that I've been to, and I don't want to offend anybody that's listening because I'm sure this is not the whole town, but, like...
I'm sure they know.
But it's, like, understood in, like, Boston and Philly, like, that whole, like, little, like, New England area.
No, it's understood. It's
understood. It's just understood that, like, certain people go in here and certain people go in here, and, like, we don't... Like, white people go to this bar and black people go to this bar, and we don't go to each other's. Or Mexicans go over here, Asian people go over here. And it really freaks me out. Especially because after leaving Calhoun, I, like, went to school in Atlanta, which is, like, so multicultural. Like, I mean, you have Morehouse and Spelman in Atlanta, which are, like, the most elite black colleges in the country. And then you have Georgia Tech, which is full of, like, Asians. And then the school that I went to, which was Georgia State, was, like, half Vietnamese. And there are 30,000 people at that school, like, half Vietnamese. So I grew up in a really diverse... Atlanta is so diverse that I, like... You know, I felt like I moved to LA, and I was like, why is everything so segregated here? Because there's, like, Koreatown, there's, like, Little Ethiopia, there's Chinatown. We didn't have towns. It was just, like, everybody just hung out at the same places.
It's weird because, like, if you go to Brooklyn, Brooklyn's the fourth largest city in the country, but it's got every ethnic group. Brooklyn is you name it. You fucking name it. You name it. They have it, and it's been like that for 200 fucking years. I don't know why. Some about Brooklyn, they just have everything.
Well, you have the international airport, and there's something about...
It's just something about Brooklyn. Something about fucking Brooklyn that's always the... I haven't felt it in that way, the racism, but you just hear words. You just hear things. You just hear things, and you hear them from both perspectives in the East Coast. I've always said that I have black friends I know for a fact they're not too cool with fucking whitey.
Yeah.
They're not cool with fucking whitey. They go back and forth because they must. It's part of who they are and their job. But they're not fucking cool with whitey. And I appreciate that. To be honest with you. I can't see everybody loving every fucking body. There's got to be somebody who's got to have something against the fucking system. I know Philadelphia as a city. I've been going to Philadelphia since I was a fucking kid, and I'll tell you one thing: it's just crazy. And this is coming from a crazy person. I'm telling you that I'm fucking crazy. That I've seen things that I've gone, you know, what are you gonna do? Every time I went to Philly, I said, Jesus fucking Christ.
Really? Yeah.
Not the last, you know, to do comedy at, well, yeah, even to do comedy. I don't know why at Helium, you know, it's a great club, but I've seen some crazy people there. But when I was a kid, I saw some great things in Philly because I would come down from Jersey to go to concerts. So I went to see the Stones and Foreigner when I was in the 8th grade. And it was, I don't remember. I remember going back in my head was fucking numb for a week. Like just seeing, you know. Then I remember the most vivid concert was I went to Black Sabbath and Sammy Hagar with a bunch of my friends. And I saw something at that concert. That concert right there cemented it. While Sammy Hagar was on stage, there were people that they couldn't spit far enough at him. So they would spit in their fingers and then fling the fucking spit at Sammy Hagar.
Why didn't you like Sammy Hagar?
I had never seen Sammy Hagar's terrible. This is 1970 fucking 9. 1980. Black Sabbath, Sammy Hagar, and Shakin' Street. And I'll never forget seeing people spit on their fingers and fling it. And Sammy Hagar being on stage and kind of dodging the fucking spit.
What?
Like it was crazy. I saw some stuff. Then I went to Glassboro State for a semester. I went there for maybe 3 fucking weeks, and then I stayed for 3 or 4 weeks, just roofing. And I saw some craziness. Like I saw one night the guys I was living with woke me up and they're like, "Dog, get up, we got some chick. You got to see this fucking party." And I was like half asleep. I didn't know anything about that in those days. I didn't know anything about sex parties and stuff like that. And they had a girl dressed like a mouse or something, and like 2 guys were fucking her, and I walked in. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't see that as a 19-year-old in Jersey. So for me, it was crazy. Then I heard about all that came with it. Like, it's the only stadium that had a police station downstairs.
Oh, the Eagles?
The Philadelphia
Eagles, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it was just so fucking crazy. You know, when the Giants would play the Eagles, there'd be so many arrests. So but the town's got a lot of heart. I'm not talking bad about
it's
Philly.
So I mean, it's brotherly love.
It's brotherly fucking love. I mean, you know.
When they love you, they love you.
Let me tell you something. Today, my daughter was sleeping, and I woke up. I took a little nap in the afternoon. I ate like a half a pot cookie this morning. When I got up, and I forgot, and I was feeling a little fucked up. And Rocky was on.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I saw it on TV. I didn't watch it. I ended up watching Bull Durham.
Right. It was on. Rocky was on, and I watched 30 minutes of it, and guys, it's still a fucking Academy Award winner.
Yeah, it holds up.
Little things. It's just little things.
Yeah.
You know, when you see a movie 30 years later, now you see different things that you saw 30 years when you watched the movie originally. And I've watched Rocky over the years. But today I even cried. Just the scene I saw. Because when I walked in, it was him telling Mickey that he didn't need a manager, that whole thing. And he throws Mickey out and he goes crazy and he comes and gets him. Then the next scene is him walking into the diner to meet the mobster. And the mobster gives him money. And he goes, here's $500, don't worry about me. And he goes, don't worry about it. He goes, hey, I really think Lady Luck is in your corner this time. That line right there, it just destroys me.
Why?
Because this is a guy that's a fucking gangster telling a kid with a dream that I think this time you've had a fucked up life. He tells him, he goes, listen, man, I know you've been fucked up. Take this $500. I think Lady Luck's in your corner this time. And the next scene you see him is him breaking the fucking, turning the alarm clock off. And breaking the egg and throwing the egg in there. It's just amazing. But they also had the scene when he was walking out of her house. He's walking out of Adrian's house and he says something to her. He goes, hey, can I tell you something? He goes, it really does bother me when they say those things about me. It's just 4 fucking scenes that are just deadly. Deadly scenes that just, it was shot in 28 fucking days, that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
They didn't know who they were casting till the Friday before the Monday. They had already a list of people, but the movie was so slow in making it that the people went and did other projects. So that Friday at 5 was when they knew who was going to shoot that movie Monday. And it was magic. Burt Young got put on that Friday. The Boxer got put on that Friday. Somebody else got hired that Friday. That movie started shooting on a fucking Monday.
Did they have a budget? Do they have a good...
Like some shit budget. Supposedly the scene when he tells her, when he goes to the church and he comes back, they had to do it in one take. They have enough money for film. They had to do it in one. That's a one take fucking
that's
scene.
That's when they had to still shoot on film, which is so expensive.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
What's up, Lee Syatt, you bad Jewish motherfucker? You look at you.
It's starting to kick in. No.
Hanging out with the fucking Mexican girl this weekend, jumping up and down.
What are you gonna do?
Eating Thai food.
Oh yeah, I went to deep like Sherman Way. We went to this Thai place that I got dirty looks when we walked in.
Why?
Because it was just all Thai people.
Oh.
It was all
that must
Thai
be
people.
A good Thai restaurant.
It was pretty amazing. But
what'd you eat?
Fucking this it sounds kind of weird, but you watched Bourdain's show, right? His old show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Asian country he went to, but it was just like steamed chicken on top of white rice, and they give you all these like spicy sauces to do with it, and it was fucking delicious. And then they had, I like satay, like the grilled meats, and they had pork, which I never had before. And that was pretty great. But we saw a chef earlier that night.
What else did you get at the Thai place?
That's it.
That's it.
How much food do you get?
I don't know. What did you get? One serving? That's it?
No, I mean it's
a fucking Thai diet.
An appetizer. They had this weird on fire thing, kind of looked like a poo-poo platter, but I don't know what it was. I was too scared to try it.
You dip it in the peanut sauce?
Oh yeah, peanut sauce is where it's at.
What'd your ass smell like afterwards?
You don't want to know.
Did you smell your asshole afterwards? What'd you think of this hummus recall, cocksucker?
Who buys hummus from Trader Joe's?
Eating that disgusting shit.
I buy hummus at Trader Joe's.
No, you buy regular brand. You can't buy the weird.
I'm gonna make believe I didn't hear that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, sorry.
He hates hummus. I love it.
To what's happened. I don't eat hummus. Just this fucking montage.
I don't know. I probably would have bought it there, but that's why you kind of I just go with bigger brands because I don't think they're gonna get fucked up like that. But
how can you fuck up hummus? I told you.
You can fuck up anything if your equipment's dirty.
What was in it? The equipment was dirty?
I guess. I don't know.
They don't make it with their feet. They don't step on it.
No, that's fine.
You don't hang up with the Arab up there, up at fucking Sherman Oaks that does it with his feet. He's popping grapes and throwing wine and jumping up and down. That's not you.
I can't do that.
Why don't you like hummus?
I don't fucking like hummus, sir. I don't like talking about it.
No reason.
All right.
I don't like talking about it.
You don't have to tell me. You don't have to have a reason.
It's disgusting.
You don't have to have a reason?
How about let's fucking start with that? It looks like dick. That's why. It looks like fucking dick.
There's lots of things I don't like to eat. That's
and when
fine.
you're on a plane and you're hung over or something and somebody cracks open the hummus, you're like, what the fuck? Should I shoot out of this plane? What should I do?
Oh, man.
One comedian, I forget who, he posted a picture of this, someone pulling out a bag of like, what's that, El Pollo Loco or something on a plane, or just some sort of fast foods. I think is the worst.
You don't know how bad McDonald's smells till you smell it on the plane.
On the airplane, yeah.
It's really fucking weird what it smells like. It smells like fucking cat vomit on a plane. It really does smell like shit.
I feel so guilty when I have to eat, like if I'm running late and then I have to eat on the plane. Because I just know that, like, it's like,
well, if you got like
no
a
matter
turkey
what.
sub, isn't that okay? Or
A turkey sub from where?
Anywhere, I don't know.
Not from fucking Subway.
Okay.
You know what they do to their turkeys?
What?
They beat them. They kick them. They piss on them. They have Arabian men pissing on them and shit. And then they
let's have the flavor.
And all the fucking meats that they have at Subway are all turkey based.
All right.
So when you're eating the fucking salami that you think you're jumping up and down, that's like the fucking turkey's eyeballs with Tabasco on it, and you're jumping up and down.
So let's say we went to the nice Italian deli, right?
Which one?
Which one do you like?
Well, for convenience, I like Roma. I don't mind fucking Roma right up the corner for convenience. It's delicious.
Let's say we go to Roma.
You get 2 sides and the fucking sandwich for $7.60 and a drink. Where are you gonna get that?
Let's say you got the $7.60 special from Roma, right?
Yeah.
Walk onto the plane. Someone eats it right next to you. Is that cool?
Yeah, delicious.
Okay.
They got a sausage sandwich, or an Italian, or a chicken cutlet parm. No hummus on the sandwich, shit like that. You know, we're cool.
What did you used to have like at barbecues? Because I was talking to Paula, and she never had like an American barbecue, just because she's fucking Mexican.
Right.
What did you like? What's your go-to barbecue? Like since it's Memorial Day tomorrow.
A burger.
You go with a burger, you don't go a hot dog.
Well, whatever's there. You know, listen. It's whatever's there and whatever you smoked against what you eat. So if you smoke a fucking joint, I ate that hot dog at the track yesterday. I'm still shitting blood. That hot dog at the track, still my asshole's crooked.
We went to Carney's last night because of those hot dogs at the track. That was not. I expected a restaurant. It's like
Carney's?
Yeah.
No, it's a fucking
I had no
ulcer
idea.
fucking factory.
Yeah. It was not good.
No, what were you thinking?
I don't know.
So you ate the Thai food the hummus, and that fucking bolognese.
Yeah.
You know what your asshole's gonna smell like tomorrow morning?
What?
Death. That's what.
Yeah.
Death, like Newark.
Everything's bad for you, right?
Everything. Like that.
Everything's
like,
bad.
but have you ever eaten anything healthy and then smell your shit? It's horrible.
Everything
healthy makes you smell worse.
It's because it's coming out of my body,
Yeah,
no matter
it's
what.
fucking terrible. Like I ate yogurt and whatever. I farted. It was fucking horrible. I had to run out of the room. The cats ran out. I had yogurt and a banana and some raspberries. Jesus Christ almighty. But you go down there, you eat 2 eggs, a loaf of bread, and your fart smells like shit and it goes away real fast. Nobody gets their feelings hurt. But that healthy shit, next thing you know, the whole room's on fire.
Do you guys, when you're dating someone, do you guys shit around you? Because I didn't even realize it.
Jesus fucking Christ. What type of question is that?
Because I subconsciously, I didn't take a shit all weekend when Paula was here.
Okay, you need to buy poopery.
Well, like, I didn't do it on purpose.
Have you ever used that?
No, what is
you
it?
spray it in the toilet before you poop, and then it makes it not smell so bad.
So were you around the whole weekend? You didn't shit?
No, it wasn't even a conscious decision. And then I like drove home last night. On the way home, I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta go." And it just like it happened last night. But I just like we're cool with each other. But like I don't maybe.
Was she shit in front of you?
Not in front of me, but
have you smelt it in the bathroom when you go in there?
No.
It's been a year.
Does she fart in front of you?
No, I don't think she has. I farted in front of her a couple times.
And what did she say?
Nothing.
She giggled?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't like a huge one. It wasn't like one of yours.
Okay.
Did you like announce like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry"?
No, I think I did it.
You just don't say anything.
I think
of course, she's not going to say anything.
Laughing when we were like laughing on the couch or something. I don't even remember. It wasn't that memorable. But I did get scared, and I was talking to Steve Simone about it, and I think he's full of shit. Did you ever have? Well, when you're sleeping, like you have a dream about pee, and then you wake up like, "Oh shit, I'm actually peeing."
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
Okay.
All the time.
All the time. I peed on myself.
Thank God this didn't happen. But on the other night, I had like a half an hour dream, and I can vividly remember like peeing in the dream. And I woke up scared that I did that, and I luckily hadn't done it in the bed. But like it was like the scariest 30 seconds. As I
live in fucking cold weather. So when you live in cold weather, your mind fucks with you because your mind will wake up and go, I gotta pee, but then your skin says, fuck no, it's too cold out there. Stay under that. So you actually think of yourself getting up and going to pee and taking your dick out and turning the light on. It's amazing. And next thing you know, you're peeing, you're holding your dick, and next thing you know, you feel your leg getting warm, and your fucking ankles getting warm, and your shoulders getting warm, and all of a sudden that's when you wake up and there's a puddle next to you. And you're like, God damn, it's amazing how your mind works.
Yeah.
Women have that too?
Yeah, that's happened to me. Usually only when I've been drinking.
Okay.
Usually, yeah. But it hasn't happened in a really long time. But it happened when I was like in the bed with a guy I was seeing.
Oh no!
It was brand new too. It wasn't too. We hadn't been together that long.
How did he handle it?
Oh, he was fine. He just like laughed and then like.
Oh, guys
like
love
we
women
like he, you know, I paid to have the comforter like whatever.
Oh, was it his bed?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was his. Yeah.
Tremendous. That's tremendous.
Yeah.
Girl came over and peed the bed. Guys like when a woman pee. If a woman pee, have you ever had a woman pee on you?
On me, no.
Fucking tremendous. In the shower, just have them squirt on your face.
No.
With your mouth open.
No.
You have no idea.
Stop that.
I swear to God, it's tremendous. It really is. A girl talked me into it one time, and I was like, okay, what the fuck? I do Ballalooza. I'm a feature actor. Oh, I give a fuck. Pee on me, bitch. It was great.
What was so great about it?
I don't know, something. I felt liberated. Like I felt fucking like I'd been baptized. I'm not kidding you. I wish I was kidding. She was really hot too, and she peed on me, and I loved it.
Every once in a while, I'll click on one of those videos, like by mistake. It doesn't say pee video or whatever. But, like, you click on it, you're like, what happened? This is the worst. And then I don't get it.
You never even consider
No,
peeing on a guy?
it's not
even
my
as a
thing.
joke?
No.
Even if a guy begs you?
If he begged me,
Yeah,
no, I would
like-
feel like I'd be like even weirded out.
I mean,
I'd
I've
be like,
never
oh
asked
no.
a woman after that to pee on me. It's not something that I go around part of the patois. My wife would just look at me fucking weird if I asked her
Right.
to pee on me. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. When you're fucked up, nothing's as bad. I saw a guy getting peed on himself one time. Like I peed on the guy. Me and my friends, because he was in a tub in New York in a club at this fucking...
Yeah, see, that seems like something that I could see dudes doing. Just like, dude, this dude passed out. Let's all pee on
No, he
him.
didn't pass out. He wanted people to spit on him.
He was like in an erotic
What?
club.
He was at one of those... we were going to get blow at one of these fucked up clubs where people go to fetishes.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just the first time I haven't been exposed to that was 1982 or 83, and it shocked me so much I never even spoke about it.
Right.
And then when I lived in Seattle, Josh Wolf ran a bar.
Yeah.
And on Wednesday nights they had that shit, and it was
no. They had that at the bar.
At the bar downstairs, and all these people, not one of them attractive. Not one.
Did the beer
attractive.
Taste like piss?
No, I didn't touch the beer. I was a doorman. I was security. Not one attractive person, and they all walked around with leather chaps on and their nipples electrocuted, and dog things, and people pulling them, and people whipping them, and they'd hang a fat chick, and they'd all throw darts at her and shit.
Wow.
It was fucking crazy. And I remember one night I judged this right in front of me. I saw this bald-headed guy with like piercings and tattoos, and I don't know what his fetish was. I'm by the door, and I would just get high and watch this. And there was like this fat chick. She had to weigh 400 pounds with like a bikini top with her stomach hanging, tattoos. She had been whipped.
Okay.
Like she had like that Denzel Washington back in Glory. Like she was like the girl in fucking 12 Years a Slave. Like one of those. This was crazy, guys. So he turns to her, because I think you just fuck. You just fuck after those things.
I don't know.
You didn't have to know their background, nothing. People just fuck. They meet and they fuck. I was right there and I heard him go, "Hey, how are you?" And she goes, "If you want to get to second base, it's going to start by putting in a tic-tac." Like this fat chick with whip marks on her back told this handsome dude that his breath stunk. I'm like, in which fucking world do you exist, you fat fuck?
Oh my God.
You're lucky this guy's even talking to you. If he was missing a tooth, anyway, I'm sorry.
I think,
just get emotional about fat chicks.
I think at those like sadomasochism,
right?
Sadomasochism. It's more just about the sadomasochism, and it's not about sex. I think.
It's about whipping you and shit.
I think it's about the dominant thing, and it's not necessarily. I don't know if it ends with sex at all.
How did they find each other before the internet?
I think that's what gets them off is the act of being dominated.
Jesus.
Now, last week we bumped into that chick in Austin that was like 60, and she had the handcuff
that
on
was
her
the
ankle.
Funniest.
She had a handcuff on her fucking ankle,
What?
and she was talking about how she's writing a book, and she wanted to question me. What was interview me?
Okay, we were leaving the club on the last
Still
night.
going back to prison days.
Oh my God!
Questioned.
We had to be up in like
Christ.
3 hours, and it was like the last night at the club. And I wanted to leave, but I didn't. So we came out of the club first, and this woman was waiting for him, and she just kind of like started hitting on him. Mm-hmm. And then you went back into the club for a few minutes, and I was fucking high out of my mind. But you came back, and then she talked to you for like 10 minutes. Apparently about wanting to interview you about a book, and all I kept hearing was, "Let me buy you a drink. Let's go get a coffee."
I'm not listening, lady. I don't know nothing about that world. The only thing I've been pissed on one time, The rest of this shit, I don't know what's going on.
It's on my resume.
I was coked up. She had handcuffs. Fuck it. That's it.
She had handcuffs. She had one on her ankle.
This old lady did. But this
Wow.
lady was fucking old. She was like 60.
Wow.
Just out there posing, telling. And she looked at me. She goes, "By the way, I have no hair from my eyebrows down." So wait a second. You're gonna show me that 60-year-old fucking pussy with no fucking hair on it? Now I'm really fucking turned on now.
I know. Wow. I never had anything like crazy like that. I had a guy hit on me once who had a briefcase handcuffed to his hand, which is like.
What did you ask him? What was in it?
I tried. Yeah, I think it was money because he kept like. It was when I was waiting tables at the Four Seasons. I worked at the pool there for years.
This place here.
Yeah, and every time you walk past him, he was just ordering like double Grey Goose on the rocks like over and over, and I would just like bringing him to him like one after another. And every time I walked past him, he handed me $50. So I walked past him a lot. And then he said, and he had this briefcase handcuffed to him, and he was telling me that his wife had cheated on him. And she was going to try and take all of his money, even though she cheated on him. So he took all of his money out of the bank, put him in this briefcase, and he was leaving. And he was going to Paris that night. And he's like, "If you want to come with me, you'll never have to work again." That's what he said. And I was like, oh, my God. That sounds like I constantly think about what my life would be like had I been like, yeah, I'm up for adventure. Because it does sound like something I would do. Like, I'd be like, yeah, I've never done that before. I would do that. But no. I was like, he's drunk. He probably doesn't mean it. That's what I thought.
Jesus Christ.
But no, I never had anybody pee on me or they didn't want to handcuff me to like some sort of interview.
Sarah Tiana, what made you get into comedy?
I started stand-up on a dare.
What year?
It's been 11 and a half years now, so it's probably like 2002 or 3. And I had been out here in Los Angeles for a couple years as an actor. I moved out here to be an actor because I'd studied theater and film in college, and I even studied theater in Paris for a little while at the Sorbonne and the Comédie de l'Art. And the Comédie de l'Art.
Lee Syatt was the director of the Morsi Salat.
Morsi Salat.
He's the Jewish section. He's the Jewish division.
Oh yeah, so I moved here, and I was like DJing weddings and bar mitzvahs and stuff. And my friend Poetry, who I was always DJing with, was like, "Sarah, you're so funny. You have to do stand-up." And I was like, "I don't even know what that means." Like I'd only seen it once because when I was in college, I ran I was on this student radio station at our school. It's like the largest college radio station in the country in Atlanta. It's like Album 88. It's a huge radio station still in Atlanta. And we used to interview the comics that came through the Punchline. And the very first like comic that ever gave me tickets was Mitch Hedberg. And that was the only comic I'd ever even seen. So that was the only thing I had even known about stand-up. And then I was watching the news one night after he told me that, and he wouldn't shut up about it. And this guy like shot himself in the head with a nail gun on the news, and like, but he worked the whole day, and everybody was freaking out. And I wrote this joke that was like, well, I wouldn't be able to feel 3.5 inches if I got nailed, so what's the big deal? And that was my first joke, and then I just never looked back.
Where's the first time you got on stage at?
It was this little. It was called the Hot Wired Cafe. It was on Laurel Canyon in Riverside. Now it's something else.
Right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I went up there one night across
You
from
did?
the bar.
Yeah.
Across from that little Irish bar right there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't remember what was across the street.
Laurel
but yeah,
Canyon. It's not there anymore.
No, it's something else
No,
now.
it's yeah. I've
like
been
near
up
where
there.
that Gelson's, like just down the road from that.
That's
Gelson's.
amazing
Yeah.
that you 10.5 years. What do you 10.5 years?
11 and a
11
half,
years.
yeah.
What do you feel right now at 11.5 years?
What do I feel?
About comedy yourself? What do you feel?
I feel like for the first 8 years that I did stand-up, I just told jokes. I felt like I was a joke teller. And then when I went through a big breakup and I started going to therapy and really figuring out who I was and what I wanted, I really figured out what I wanted to talk about. So I think now I'm in a place where I'm talking about things that I care about and that mean a lot to me. And I feel like now I have a voice in comedy. It's not like I just know my voice, but now I have I feel like comedy is the last form of free speech in America, and that I have an obligation to say something that I think is important. And what I try to do on stage every night is help men get laid more, because I feel like men are just, sometimes they just don't, I don't think women say what they want enough, you know? I think you have both ends of the spectrum. You have women who won't shut up, and then you have women who men want to be with but aren't confident enough to say, like, this is what I need and this is what I want. And then this is why I think a lot of divorce happens, because women feel obligated to like pretend to be something that they're not in a relationship. So because we feel like, well, if I tell him what I really think about him, or that I don't like his farts, or that I don't like the fact that he does this, and he's going to leave me, because why would he want to be with somebody that's bitchy or complainy? You know, we get that reputation a lot. So I try to be the bitchy and complainy one so that women don't have to, and then the guys will just marry the girl that they're with.
Sarah Tiana. She's fucking hooking people up without them even knowing it.
I try, yeah. I mean, I'm constantly trying to be like, I don't know. I feel like there's always this perception that like if I'm on stage saying like I don't like it when men do this, that somehow I hate men. It's like, no. If I hated you, I wouldn't tell you how to get better. Like, this is what I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like, hey, if you want to be with a woman, you should probably not have a roommate at 35, you know? You should probably clean out your car if you want to pick a girl up on a date and, like, say, like, hey, guess what? My life's not a mess like my car. You know? Everything is a perception. And so I don't know. I'm just trying to like help guys understand like how they can raise their level of, because I feel like men are commodities and women are commodities too, and like you just both have to raise your game a little bit.
You really do. You listening to this shit?
Yeah.
Sucker.
It's kind of crazy because I think Joey would agree with me. I don't know about most guys, but the thing I hated about dating was girls never saying what they wanted and then finding out later.
Right.
And I know. Terry doesn't.
But
Terry
it
doesn't
happens to
mince
guys
words.
too, and women. It happens to women too.
Yeah. Well,
we don't tell you till later, and then you have a fucking problem.
Right.
And then you have a problem in the relationship, and it happens a lot with comics.
Yeah.
And it's gonna keep happening with comics unless you, put your foot down from the beginning. But we're falling in love. We're looking for somebody. I mean, nobody wants to die alone. So it's weird that when I moved here with a girl. And one thing I fucking hated was whenever I did comedy, she would come.
Right.
And she thought that it was her party time. Like,
wow.
Can I get a drink? My friend wants to come. And I'm like, God damn it. Sometimes you just want to go to the store and zip in and the fuck out of there. But now with this broad, I have to drink and talk to people. And when we broke up, it was the biggest fucking relief for me. Because now Terry, my wife, does not even think of coming to comedy.
Yeah.
She did it in the beginning like once or twice, and she just didn't like it. I didn't like it, and I don't have to deal with that no more.
Right.
And you live, but it's fucked up to break up with somebody when you're here in LA and you're a part of them, and the things that we put up with. But I've always been very vocal in a relationship because I know it comes back to haunt you later on.
Yeah.
If you're not honest, it's gonna come back to fucking haunt you. Just tell them. Just fucking tell them.
I mean, I don't think I always was. It took me a long time to realize that was okay, because I think you have to learn to be vocal the right way, I think, and you have to learn to be honest in the right way. You can't just be like, you're acting like, I think we get labeled as crazy or emotional, and I'm like, yeah, I'm emotional. I have a uterus. Like, I'm going to be crying more than you. It would be weird if I wasn't.
I'm emotional. I don't have a uterus.
I'm going to cry when I read an old note. Like, that's just who I am. Like, if you don't want to be with someone who cries, then you should date a dude. But I'm going to cry if I read an old note from my grandma. Like, that's just who I am. So, like, it's just, it's really important to be like, no, we're different, and that's good. And like Segura was like asking me, he's like, how can I get Christina, because I'm a huge sports fan, and he's like, how can I get Christina to like football? And I was like, why do you want her to? Like, why don't you just have your own thing? Why do you have to bring her into your thing? Like, unless you guys just aren't hanging out together, then you guys need to make some sort of decision as to like, well, if we only have Sundays together and all I want to do is watch football, then now you have to make some sort of concession. But I like having my thing, and I like guys having their thing, and but I didn't realize that about myself. I don't think that's who I thought I was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I would want to spend all the time I could because I was with a man that didn't want to spend any time with me. But now that I don't need somebody to spend all that time with me, it's very refreshing. And it's good to learn more about yourself. I think it's really important for people to be alone, especially in the country that we live in now, where we're surrounded by technology and we have everything at our fingertips. It's really good to just take quiet time and moments and really reflect and think about who you are and what you really want. When I'm upset, I'm like, what am I really mad at right now? I'm not mad at him for coming home late. I'm mad at him because I thought he was coming home earlier, even though we didn't discuss it. So I'm really mad at myself for expecting something of him that he never had an obligation to do. So that's what I just try to rethink things now. I think things differently.
It's funny how I talk about it a lot, that when I go to the YMCA or I go to jiu-jitsu, I don't take a phone with me.
Right. Yeah, that's good.
I just don't take, and it seems like people look at me when I go to a gym and I'm on a bicycle and I see somebody looking at their phone. I feel so bad for them because I try to give myself that 1 hour. If something bad happens to my daughter and my wife in that 1 hour, fucking shame on me. But everybody's okay. They're at school, wherever the fuck they are. And I believe in that 1 hour for yourself. I can't be surrounded. I can't be. Somebody reached out 2 days ago to me about starting a business in Denver and doing this, and I'm like, listen, I'm 51, I have a wife, I do 2 podcasts a week, I'm trying to write a fucking book, I'm trying to write fucking material for a special, I go on the road every fucking Thursday. What else do you want me to fucking do? It's the law of diminishing return. Only an idiot right now would try to get involved in something, and then when you're 55, you end up having a fucking heart attack because it's just too much.
Right.
It's just too much. And I know that at this age, you need that 1 hour here, that 1 hour there, that 30 minutes here. It's so important. And there's nights. All right, so at the house now, the new schedule's by 7, she's bathed, the whole thing. She pops out. About 7:15, she's a ball of fucking fire. We throw in a bubble guppies, and then we throw in some right cool YouTube shit. And it's like letters, you know. A is for apple, apple. B is for ball, 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 ball. That shit. And she takes the book and she points at it. So usually by 10 to 8, she goes in. First time she pops in her fucking bedroom, I pop into my office. That's it. My day is over. It's time to go to fucking work. If I don't have a set now, that's it. Mommy, daddy, that shit's over. There's times it's 9:15. I go, what the fuck is my wife doing?
Right.
Holy shit. And I'll stop what I'm doing and go, there's my wife. Unwinding also. Thankful that I sat my ass in the fucking room.
Right.
Not on top of her. You know, she's got the Kindle in one hand. She's got House of Cards and the fucking remote, you know. And I could see where the appreciation is. She's not mad at me. She's like, this is a great relationship we have. You're in your room, I'm in my room. No.
Yeah.
She knows I ain't fucking around. I ain't got time to be fucking around on there. I'm in there fucking trying to put a joke together or a podcast or something. And it's so weird how we appreciate each other's time. That's the truth. No, that's very fucking... Lee does it too. Lee doesn't see her for 2 fucking weeks.
I'm in the best relationship of my life.
She's in law school.
And she's in law school, so I see her... Usually, when she's not during finals, it's Friday through Sunday. But she just did finals, so I didn't see her for like a month.
Right.
And it's
missing each other is so important in a relationship. It's very important to miss each other, but also to be respectful of the time that you do have together. And it's just as, you know, it's the same as respecting each other when you're away. The time that you do have together, you have to have your own moments, but then, you know, like, okay, we only have this day together, so let's make sure we're doing something that we both care about and taking time. But no, I mean, I exercise, like, I don't even have anybody in my life, but I have to really unwind and shut down. I don't exercise with music or anything like that because I just need to get in my head and think about things and not be on a computer, not be around technology. Like, that's how I take care of myself and treat myself.
And you're traveling a lot now.
I'm traveling. I haven't been working that much, but I have a lot coming up. Yeah. I'm going to Tulsa, and I'm doing the Edinburgh Comedy Festival in Scotland. So
How'd you get into that?
A friend of mine, her name's Camilla, her dad is John Cleese from Monty Python, and he, so she and I were putting together like some shows in London, and then one of the ladies that we approached was like, I have a theater in Edinburgh, and she just gave it to us as opposed to us having to rent it out, which is so nice. So yeah, so we're going there for a week in August.
Good for you.
Yeah, called American Invasion. I think something, I don't know, something weird. But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Are you still writing?
Yes. Yeah, I've been writing. Well, lately I've not been writing on a TV show.
That's
yeah.
what I mean. No,
not right now. I think we might be writing some more roast type stuff for Jeff Ross coming up, but that hasn't been okayed yet. But right now I'm just pitching shows that I've written, and I sold a web series to E, so I'm finished writing that. Now we just have to shoot it. And then, the rest of it's just been auditioning, and then I wrote a treatment for a couple of movies that I want to write, and then I'm writing a new TV show about the Comedy Store.
I'll fuck around with Sarah Tiana shit.
Yeah. I try to stay as busy as possible. Even when right now when I'm not working, it's like no excuses. Like, I just need to work on all these projects that I never finished.
What's your typical day like?
I usually get up, and my dog wakes me up early, so I walk him, and then I try to write tweet type jokes in the morning just about the news, and then I'll start working on other projects until like noon or 1 after, or I'll go exercise at some point in the morning after I feel like I've blanked out on everything, and then I'll come back and try to finish. Like right now I'm writing a book about the military guy that not ruined my life, but he really fucked me over. So I'm writing a sample chapter of that I have to turn in.
Have you heard from G.I. Joe?
No.
Nothing?
No. I mean, the last thing I told him was, I hope you can change. I hope you've learned a lot. I hope you can change. But if I were you, I would start with your fucking name because I own it. Like, if you Google him, you get me. So.
And did that all start from Ari's podcast?
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. So, so now I think he changed his name. Yeah.
No.
I think he changed his name. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think, I still get women contacting me. I mean, we're up to like 9 different fiancés and 7 illegitimate kids.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so I really, I fucked his life up, which I love, which is great.
What do you think happened there, Sarah?
What do I think happened?
How did this happen?
To me or just with
like
him or why?
I have a daughter. I have... Listen, man, I have 10 different women I talk to every night. Like women I grew up with. I have she's like a sister to me. She's having problems with her husband. I have another friend of mine who I grew up with. I'm tight with her brother. She called me a few months ago and she goes, me and my husband are done. I was like,
wow.
You guys have been together since fucking grammar school.
Right.
And he cheated on her. And it's just amazing. Like right now, like I'm not goofing on you, seriously. It's just weird. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and we're like, we're both the same age. Where's that young girl that we're supposed to be hitting on? Why don't I feel like stopping by the fucking Lexus store and buying like the fastest car they have? For me, it's completely different. Like, I don't even want to fucking be out of the goddamn house. Like, I do my comedy.
I know.
I do my podcast with Lee. I see some friends, and that's it. I'm pretty content with that. What happened to the midlife crisis that most guys are supposed to get and lose their fucking minds, and you want to eat pussy and
don't you
leave
think
your wife? And
that all comes from like the honesty in the relationship? Like when you're content and you don't feel like you're having to hide anything or to say like you don't feel a need to go out and buy a car, which is an escape, right? You don't feel a need to escape your house. I think a lot of relationships, people feel a need to escape and get out, and they're trying to they feel like there's so much more going on that they're missing, and that's because they're not fulfilled in what they're doing. And I think that all stems from being honest with one another. I think it's easy to be like, yeah, everything's great. No, I love you. Yeah, you love me. Great. Okay. And meanwhile, like someone's stewing about something that's really bothering them, but they don't feel like they can really say it, or they don't want to talk about it. And, and that's where all problems base from, just a lack of honesty. And that's why when this thing happened to me, it came out of nowhere, because I'm so honest. I can't tell when someone's lying, because why?
There was no signs. He was running game. There was no signs that maybe there was no.
No, I didn't think that he was cheating. I had no clue about that. There were signs that there was a couple of red flags that I definitely ignored, which was him saying whenever he said he was going to do something and then he wouldn't do it. That was and I would address it when that happened, and then he would give me some sort of excuse and make, in a very manipulative way, make me feel like almost guilty for asking, because he's so busy with this special forces that he's in serving our country. And that really tugs at my heartstring, since I'm such a huge military fan in person, that was. And then, ultimately I was like, no, this isn't right. I'd been manipulated before when I first moved out here by I had a very verbally abusive relationship that I was in, and ultimately it was very manipulative, where I would be upset with him, and then in the end I was apologizing for bringing it up, So when I first even said something to the military guy, he was like, when I caught him, he was like, well, I didn't know that you really loved me and that you cared about me. And I was like, I know what that is. That's manipulation. I loved you plenty. You are just an asshole. This isn't my fault for not loving you enough, or telling you that I loved you, you knew, and you messed up, and you're an idiot. I didn't know about all these other women until after I'd done the podcast with Ari. I just knew about the one wife, and that his parents were alive. He told me his parents were dead.
Wow.
Yeah. So I found his mom on Facebook, and that's how it all started. Yeah. And then I was like, wait, his mom's alive. And then At first I found his brother, which he said he didn't have any siblings. And then I was like, well, maybe they're not really brothers. And then I found his mom, and then I found his wife. And then I was like, all right.
I couldn't imagine trying to sleep with somebody and having to say that much shit.
Yeah.
To sleep with them. I couldn't even imagine that.
Well, luckily I hadn't slept with him, so I was really lucky.
Are you serious?
No, I never slept with him. Yeah, I just met him on the base, and he was moving here, and we were going to get married. We had talked about, we talked about it every day. And then, so I'm really lucky because he had I found out like a few months ago that, this was probably, that he had, a girl was pregnant with a baby, and that she was currently pregnant, and this was last December, and that she had gotten pregnant like the month that I met him, like literally after I met him, and she was on his base, and she was stationed there, and then like even while he was like, he had just met me, he was still fucking around on the base because he wasn't in the special forces. He was a contractor.
This last guy you were dating, you had problems with too.
Yeah,
so I check up on you all the time by Red Man.
Yeah. The last guy. I was
going to Sarah Tiana's world, and he'll tell me, and I go, fucking Sarah Tiana, but get it fucking together.
Yeah, this last guy, I walked in on him having sex with someone else.
Jesus Christ!
I know, yeah.
Where'd you meet this guy?
I met him, he had a podcast, and he also worked in comedy. He works at Jash, which is it's owned, I think, by like Sarah Silverman and some other famous comics, and they're like an online video, resourcing, like their own YouTube. And so I had met him through that whole realm, and then he owned a couple of art galleries here, and I just we just started talking and hanging out, and
you went to his house.
Yeah, I had keys to his place. We were that far along. And like there was again, there were a lot of red flags that I ignored, and I was not in a position that I shouldn't have been dating anybody because I had just gone through a breakup, and so had he. And and I didn't take the time to like really heal. I just jumped into something else to help me heal, and so did he. So it wasn't a healthy start. So I'm not saying that I'm not saying I deserved it. I'm just saying that I should not have been in a position, and he shouldn't have been in that position either. But he's still a fucking asshole for letting me walk in. Like, I literally walked in, and the alarm went off, and I turned the alarm off, and he's like, hello? And I was like, don't worry, it's just me, And I had a feeling when I was walking out because he was dodging my calls. Like, not dodging them, but just like, I don't feel good. I'm going to go to bed. And I was like, well, he doesn't feel good. And then I called him. And I was like, well, I'll just go give him a kiss goodnight. He doesn't feel good, and drop, and then he's like, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. And I was like, oh, this is my fault? Okay.
Fucking hilarious.
But I think a woman's intuition told me that something was going on, and that's why I went there. I don't normally go to people's houses unannounced. That was very unlike me, but I think I knew something was going on, and I just decided to address it right away. And
I always told you, women know. They just give you a rope to hang yourself. I always say they always fucking know. They just give you the rope to hang yourself with,
So I haven't dated anybody since then.
Good. It's really weird, when I was young and I had that baby girl, Jackie was her name, with my first wife, and I had her physically until she was about 6 or 7, and then I would visit her till she was about 12, and then that's when the problem started, our communication. But I had a dream, I had a dream to put together a superwoman.
Okay.
I wanted to put together a daughter that, my mom was a fucking savage. My mom was a fucking savage. And I think my mom had my mom had a boyfriend early on, and she moved to the States, and she hooked up with my dad. Then when my dad died, she lived with another guy. She married him. And I remember one night she asked him for a cigarette, and he went to flick the cigarette at her. He flicked it at her.
Okay.
And she didn't fucking like it.
No.
It wasn't lit. Like, he just went like this. And she didn't fucking like it. And she hit him in the head when he was sleeping with a fucking statue of a fucking saint, just because. So, I knew stories. I had heard different stories. I think she was embarrassed to tell me. But when she was 16, she stabbed a guy for raping her younger sister. So that's why my mother had an alias. When she went into the States, they got her out of Cuba, and then she went back and used that alias, and the alias stayed. This is when you just went to Miami and got into Cuba,
Wow.
So, for me, I come from a bloodline where the fucking women are savages, or at least I want a daughter who, I just don't want her to be impressed by these fucking jerk-offs early on, You see these girls and you see these jerk-offs talking to them, and you really want to say something. You really want to go, are you fucking kidding me, girl? Look what the fuck you're talking to.
Right.
But he's got a little Sinatra hat on and a tattoo. You could tell, you could smell this guy's a fucking malice to society.
Fedoras.
Yeah, fucking fedora. When I see a young guy with a fedora and he's not in a band, even if he's in a fucking band, we got a problem. Unless you're Sinatra, you should have a fucking fedora on, you fucking jerk off.
Yeah.
And you just want to create the superwoman. You want your daughter to be this woman this is not going to happen to her.
Right.
You don't want. What do you tell them? What the fuck do you tell your daughter?
There's no, there's no right or wrong thing to tell them. To be honest, it's like, to me, it's just like comedy. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just that you just have to teach them everything that you know and set them out there and hope that they make the right decisions. And, you have to, for me, like I had to go through all of these things to really figure out a lot about myself. And with the military guy, that's not something that I think, but I was aware of I did notice the red flags because I learned from every relationship that I got. And if I hadn't have had the intuition to be like, there's something weird, I'm just going to Google him. I'm going to find out more, because knowledge is power when you're seeing somebody, and I don't want to be. And, and it had only been a couple months. I mean, these women that that contacted me after the podcast have been with him for years. And if I had not have done that podcast with the power that I have, these women would still be in the dark. So in my mind, I don't look at it as something that happened to me. I look at it as, wow, I just helped save the lives of like 9 women. I just, through pain, but they're done with him now. And now he has a horrible rep, and hopefully he won't be doing this constantly. And when they go to look him up in the future, like, they'll see me and they'll realize that he's an idiot. And so I think, through all of this, I've really learned a lot. And, like, definitely it's been painful. But, I mean, I'm a comedian, so I have the benefit of telling these stories on a public forum so that more people can figure it out. And when I did Ari's podcast, I mean, that was the craziest thing, was the amount of letters and fan mail that I got from that. That's why I'm writing the book, because the letters were so eye-opening for me. Like, there were men that contacted me like, I've been doing this to a woman for 2 years. I've been pretending to be somebody else for 2 years. But until I heard you upset about it, I didn't realize, it didn't connect with me how it could really hurt somebody. So not only do I feel like I stopped it from happening to tons of women, I stopped men from doing it to a lot of women. And I stopped women from doing it to men. There was a lot of the same thing, like women being like, oh my God, I've been doing this for a while. I feel so bad now, So I think it's like, it's good. It's like I feel like sometimes I'm kind of a guinea pig to help other people's relationships get better. But at the same time, like, I think I'm going to when I finally do find the relationship that I'm supposed to be in, I think it will be some sort of meta thing where that will be just a perfect, compilation. But it's going to take me a little bit longer because, my parents have been married for 40 years, so it's not like they gave me relationship advice. They didn't really give me advice. It was just like, well, watch us. And I just, for me, I've always just been that person that's never satisfied. There's always like lots of things that I want to do. And so I didn't really do the work on like studying what I wanted as a person and as relationships go early on. What I cared about was traveling and seeing the world. And like, so not until like 5-6 years ago did I even care about like seeing dudes.
It's not big for some women. It's not big for some guys.
I know.
It's not big for some guys. And all of a sudden you get hit with a woman, she's hot. You're in a bad position. I never could see the whole lying thing, like saying something that you're not and getting caught and just going through that whole...
Seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, it seems like too much fucking work
I know.
just to be honest with somebody. Listen, this is what I do. You know, you're beautiful. I just want to fuck you once a week, eat sushi, and
Yeah.
I want to play with my computer. That's it. You know, I think a lot of women go, you know what? This guy's an asshole, but I kind of like him because at least he's fucking honest. Okay.
Yeah.
So you want me to just come over Thursdays? That's it.
Yeah.
Thursday, we'll sharpen the pencil. We'll eat some sushi. We'll watch CSI Miami. You can sleep over. You can leave. Whatever the fuck you want. But after that, I just can't. You know, I can't have your. It's something. Just something. Guys trying to be something else. I never fucking understood. Do you have time? You got a boogie?
No, I have time. I just have to leave by like 8.
Oh, beautiful. All right, we got another 30-something minutes with my girl here. No, it's fucking tough. I just want to build the superwoman. When you're a dad, I think, you know, I think about my mom, what she tried to do with me. I was talking to my wife about a month ago. She says that my mom kind of knew in a way she was going to die, so she prepared me. She gave me all this stuff to be cool with women, like she did. She gave me a lot of tools for women, like as I was growing up, how to talk to them, always compliment them, always open up a door, you know, tell them what's on your mind, you know, just little. And I saw from her balls, from the balls she had, I was like, oh, I dig this woman. Like, I'm a fan of women. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of. The other night I was watching something. The other night I tried to watch the Eyewitness News. At 11 o'clock. You know, when you're home and you're like, let me watch the news. Maybe the 405 is shut. Maybe it blew up. You know? And it was like the first 8 minutes was garbage, but it was the night that the chick was kidnapped. For 15 years, she lived with the guy in the valley.
Jesus.
Yeah,
that fucking story. And
yeah.
Like, how do I prevent that from happening to my fucking daughter? That she has that fear to go to the supermarket, you know, not to tell the supermarket clerk, this fucking Mexican's got me with a ball and chain. You know, what the fuck fear do you live with? I mean, what?
Yeah, I mean, I think, honestly, like, the greatest thing to encourage with your kids is asking questions. I think growing up, my parents always entertained all of my questions. It wasn't like, stop, you asked too many questions. I mean, it got me kicked out of church twice when I was growing up. And my parents still didn't get mad, you know? Because I was like, wait, Eve came from Adam's rib. Which rib? How did that come out? Why did it, you know, you asked, and I'd never been to church, you know. But anyways, I think being naturally, like, even like against the system, you know, like at school, well, why can't we chew gum in class? What is it doing? What's the harm? Why is it doing, you know, just asking questions in society, like when somebody says, no, this is the way it's always been. Well, why does it have to be like this? I think that's what you don't want your daughter to be in the cattle. You don't want it to just be like, okay, I'm just going with the flow, you know, I'm just going to be herded like everybody else and not ask questions about government or why a man's treating me this way. Like, it's those questions in our head that make us comedians, right? We're constantly like looking at things. We're naturally observers and we question why things are the way that they are. You know, I always say that I get paid to notice things that most people don't notice. So
we notice them, but we don't really notice them. We notice them, but we drive right past.
Right, yeah.
And then when you mention it, we go, yeah, there is. Yeah. There is a Puerto Rican place across the street from where our office is, right there on Lancashire. Yeah, no. That's
I think actually encouraging people to be inquisitive and question why things have to be the way that they are, that's where you get women who are really strong, you know. But you're never going to have both sides. You're not going to get a girl that's like, you know, you're still going to get somebody like me who's like strong and asks questions and like is like, you're not going to push me over, and then I can still get duped into falling for the wrong guy. Like, that's just, it's, you know, it's all just a big pinball game. We're all just like hitting a bunch of things until hopefully we score the right amount of points. I don't know.
It's weird. We were talking before the show about that hashtag thing. The
yes, all women.
Oh, yes, all women. And like, I've had this conversation with women before. Mm-hmm. Like, I've never done anything. Like, I've never attacked women, and no one I surround myself with would ever do that. So like, when I read some of them today, like always being nervous on the street or always having to put keys in your fingers, like,
yeah.
Well, my first thought is not that they're being over dramatic, but like, is it really that bad? Because like, no, I've never been around anyone who's attacked a woman, and I guess for me, like, you never think it's going to be that bad, but is it like that bad? That you, like,
I mean,
do girls always have to be on the alert?
I think I think some women naturally have more fear than others, and sometimes that fear can come from having been hurt in the past, so now you're hyper aware, or you're just like really, really worried, even though nothing's ever happened to you. You just get told all these horror stories, like, don't put your hair in a ponytail, so they'll grab your ponytail and rip you down, you know. Like, I can remember, you know, like, always look under your car before you walk up to it, because sometimes men hide under your car and then they'll slash your Achilles, and then you fall and you can't escape. You know, like you get plagued with fear, and then you are consumed by it. Whereas I feel like I'm never really afraid of anything, but that's just me, you know, because it's like I don't have guns in my house. My sister and my brother-in-law, like, have like guns in their house. Like, no one's ever robbed. I've been robbed before. I don't have guns in my house. You know what I mean? Like, and I think about, you know, if somebody attacked me, what would I do? Like, well, I would probably say, like, well, why do you need this money? Or I would, you know, you're supposed to, like, make yourself like, you're like, I mean, I would, yeah, if somebody had a gun on me, I'd be like,
money, because shit's crack-a-lackin'.
Yeah, I'm happy to give you money, but you have to tell me why you want the money.
Are you fucking crazy? I got shit cracking tonight.
Yeah, okay, great.
I'm going to the fucking bar.
Well, if you have shit cracking, then I'm not giving you money. You're going to have to pull that trigger.
Freaks and shit.
You have to pull the trigger.
I got some freaks in the living room where they're getting it on. You know what I'm saying?
Wrong answer.
Let me ask you something, Sarah. 11 years of comedy. I've been dying to have a female comic, and I hate to even say that word, just a strong comic in the room. Every 6 months, some fucking asshole raises his hands and says something about women comedy. And I sit there and I fucking just nod, because I know that the people who say that type of shit, I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know if they're people who are scared of women. I'm scared of women on stage, okay? Because I'm a fucking professional. And I years ago, I went to La Jolla. I was in La Jolla for a first show, something. 10, 12 years ago, there was a couple comedy rooms in San Diego. So they usually started at 8, so when you finished, you went to the second show at La Jolla and you hung out with the comic. And I'll never forget going there for the second show, and it was Beaumont Bacon. You know what that is? Yeah. Was featuring. You never got to see Beaumont Bacon.
No.
Whether she's funny or whatever, it's your taste. But she has a lot of energy. She has a lot of high energy. Now, on a fucking Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, it's nothing to fucking worry about, even a Friday. But a Saturday, when it's date night, it's tons to worry about, because now a woman has a fucking spokesman. Yeah. You know, you go to a comedy show on a Friday and Saturday night, it's 3 fucking guys. Or the first chick is kind of up there, whatever. But you got a girl like Sarah, or fucking somebody who's got a voice or something to say, you might have a hard night as a strong comic.
Why?
Because it's just the way it is. This woman might come out and get the women so riled up that now whoever comes in between it better come out off stage the right way, or he's going to lose them, because the women just have a voice now. It's a very fucking weird psyche comedy game that you get to see every once in a while. And I walked in there and I saw Beaumont, and something hit me the wrong way. And I went to eat. Remember across the street from La Jolla, there's a Chinese place? Is it still there?
I think it's a
Chinese
sushi place.
Chinese sushi. Tremendous place. Pork fried rice, you get a couple pieces of albacore. And I took the headliner over, and I remember him cocky and like saying, you know, fucking this and that. I can't believe they co-headline Beaumont with me. So, because that's what, she closed the first show.
Oh, she closed.
That's what it was. She closed the first show. And I walked in, and I'm catching this going, ooh, I would hate to have to fucking do 45 behind this lunatic tonight. And I heard this guy saying, I'm not scared of nobody. I'll follow anybody in the world. And I had to sit and wait the fucking hour to watch the demolition. And sure enough, she fucking demolished him. And I waited to see him come off stage. And him go, ooh, it was a rough night. He went up there cocky, cursed a couple times up front, said something negative. I saw Nick DiPaolo died behind Beaumont Bacon at the Comedy Store one night. Last time Nick DiPaolo ever walked into the Comedy Store in front of Mitzi Shore. I saw Beaumont Bacon light him up on a Saturday night. It's amazing. Unless you know the power of women, only an idiot would make that statement.
Are you saying, like, do I feel like male comics say that?
No. Every 6 months, some motherfucker, could be male or female, raises their fucking hand and sticks their foot in their fucking mouth Because that's the worst statement you could fucking make. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know why it's the worst statement you can make, you dumb motherfucker? Because any time of the fucking day in this country, in America, you could turn the TV on, and somewhere, there's an I Love Lucy episode fucking somewhere, okay? I don't know if you've seen the name of that fucking show. It's I Love Lucy. There's nothing else about Ricky or the fucking retarded kid or Ethel Mertz and none of those fucking the fat bald dude. It's fucking Lucy. Mm-hmm. Now, we all grew up on Lucy at some point of our fucking lives and laughed. You, Lee? Mm-hmm. You, Sarah Tiana?
Yeah,
so
very much.
just for you to make that fucking statement right there. Mm-hmm. Not to mention what's, I'm talking, comedy has evolved.
I grew up on Roseanne.
Roseanne
I learned
Barr.
everything about...
I love everything about Roseanne also.
I learned
I'm a Denver guy, so I heard her story and it's
I was
beautiful.
the same age as Becky on her show, so everything Becky went through, I went through. At the same time.
At the same time,
yeah.
See?
But yeah.
Every fucking 6 months, some dumb motherfucker, whether it's Jerry Lewis, it's just some dumb motherfucker says something. How do you feel? What do you...
Well, I always feel like I don't necessarily find a lot of women funny either, but statistically, in my mind, there are way more unfunny men out there, and I find way less. I don't find a lot of people funny, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And so, and I don't feel like I definitely have a tough time at shows, because people will be like, oh, it's the girl, we should make her go first or whatever. And I'm like, all right, well, good luck, because there's, 5-6 comics that have to come after me. But I know I can set the tone, and I always am clear to say, I'm just here to make a counterpoint. And I think that, like you're saying, it is tough for men to follow sometimes because women get riled up. They haven't They haven't heard anything.
Nothing in that corner.
They haven't heard anything. They've heard about how much they talk. They heard about how annoying they are.
And how you want to suck their dick. And this, and now they get a woman to speak for them and somebody who hits a vein. I'm not saying all women are going to do that, but a woman's going to come out and hit a vein. Listen, man, I'm a fucking comic, and I'm a piece of shit. And I've done a lot of weird things. I got to tell you something. I give every comic a benefit of the doubt. But I give women even more benefit of the doubt. Because a lot of women have made me fucking laugh.
Yeah.
The biggest, my mom was So I understand the comedy of a woman. It's a different quality of comedy. It's a different healing. Unless she goes off the fucking cuff and just says something outrageous like Felicia Michaels about her work foot, that she got ran over by one foot when she was a kid, so she doesn't put that foot out when she's fucking. She puts the other foot out, so it's a cute foot. Just shit like that. I think some women have funny fucking shit, and I laugh at.
Yeah.
So whenever somebody makes a statement, I think of the girls coming up, and I think if they take it personally, I wouldn't take it fucking personally. I look at the guy and go, you know what the fuck?
Yeah.
Do you think they get judged more just because if you go to a comedy club in LA, it's 10 or 15 comics, and maybe there's one or two, so it's kind of shocking to see. It's more noticeable that there's girls. Do you think they're just judged because it's there's not as many? And
well, see, for me, I always feel to me, there's always a weight on my shoulders when I go out because I'm usually going to be the only woman that anybody sees that night. So I'm representing all female comics to all of the people in the crowd. So if I do bad, they're like, yep, women are terrible comics. If I do good, they're like, I never think women are funny, but you're pretty good. And that's usually, it's there's never really any way to win. But I just always just think, I don't feel like I have an obligation to be, funnier than I can possibly be. I'm just going to go up there and work just as hard as I would any other night. And there are a lot of people who aren't funny, but at the same time, I don't really like it when women complain about it because I feel like it really, it's hot, it's an advantage if you use it the right way. I believe that, being a female comic is an advantage when you're good at it. I'm always the first person people call. And that's because I work my ass off and I do a really good job. And if you worked your ass off and you did a really good job, maybe people would be calling you first, So, no, don't sit there and complain to me that it's just, hard and people treat you like shit. They treated me like shit forever, too. But it's the same way at the Comedy Store. I used to do what Chelsea did all the time. I would watch her, and she would just come and be funny and leave. Come, you be funny, and then you leave. And eventually, they'll ask you to stay. Now, I can't get them to let me leave.
It's really weird that you're with guys 92% of the time.
Yeah.
You're around guys that are disgusting and vile and say shit, and your skin is tough. And I gotta tell you something. 20 years ago, if I would have met you 30 years ago, I would have hit on you all the time. You're like my dream cake.
Aww.
The hair, the Irish, the freckles, the body, the smile, everything. I mean, you're. But the thing I really admire about you, the thing why you're sitting here is, you've never sold your sexuality to us.
Right.
You've never hit. When I started doing comedy, I was dirty. That means I was selling you the lowest common denominator. I'm not proud of it, but that's what got me through the door. Now I try to write more and explain my life. You see girls who are very pretty, and they sell you their sexuality, and you try to tell them that it's very hard to be comedy over the beauty. With you, you dress down. Mm-hmm. You're very beautiful naturally. You don't sell it. You don't want to sell it, and that's why you're here. I respect that quality of you. That you could have done this a different route. Yeah,
I think it's because I want everybody to laugh. I don't want just some, like I saw that happen when I was coming up. First of all, it's just not in my nature to try to be like sexual, because I'm just really kind of awkward about it. Even though I enjoy it, but that's more of a private thing for me. It's not something I like to talk about a lot. But also, like,
no, I'm not talking about on stage. I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, just like day to day, like walking in here.
Yeah. Some women go on stage and they'll show you cleavage.
Right.
What they don't know is that the women are gonna fucking hate you.
Right.
And the guys can't look past your tits.
Yeah,
that's it. Now the women, you go on stage with that green fucking t-shirt on.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, I'm sizing you up as a man. When you get on stage, she's kind of cute. I'm looking at him, I'm like, that bitch is hiding some guns under there. You know what I'm saying? If I had a dog right now, that dog would die. So, for some guys, that's a turn off. For me, it's a turn on. For a guy, I like that. I want you to keep me thinking. Anybody could show me your tits.
Right.
Keep me thinking. And with comedy, there's such a psychological when it's a woman comic. Mm-hmm. Like, you're very intelligent. I've been watching you for 2 years. And you ask Redman. Whenever I talk to Redman, I run him through a list. How's Sarah doing? How's Tony Hinchcliffe doing? How's fucking the black girl doing?
Tiffany.
How'd the rap battle go?
Oh, the roast battle. I won.
Did you?
Yeah.
Do you like Tiffany?
It was a knockout. Sorry.
You get along with Tiffany?
I do. I like her.
Tiffany's a great lady.
She's very nice.
I've known Tiffany a long time.
Yeah.
Tiffany's another one that's a fucking nut, man. But,
yeah.
Listen, man, I'm happy you got on time. I know you got to leave. If not, I could keep you here till 10 o'clock at night.
I know, I know. I have a comedy bowling league.
I know you have to leave and stuff.
How cool I am.
Yeah, anything you want to plug real quick while you're here?
Oh, yeah, I mean, just my Twitter is at Sarah Tiana, Sarah with an H.
Right.
Tiana
any
with
gigs
Tiana.
you want to plug that are important? Edinburgh, we got people that listen to this over there.
Yeah, I'll be in Edinburgh in August. I'm in San Diego this weekend at the Madhouse. And then I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Comedy Festival there. June 6th through the 13th, I think.
What festival is that?
Some new comedy festival there. Yeah, I don't know.
They're doing one in Nashville, North Carolina. They're doing them everywhere.
I know,
they're doing them everywhere.
Yeah, they've really caught on.
Sarah Tiana, I love you. I love that you're
I
here.
love you too.
I'm one of your biggest fans and stuff. And
I really appreciate that.
This is a special Sunday night edition and shit. I still got to give some shout outs and stuff. If you want to walk down, I'll have Lee walk you down.
No, I just want to say thank you so much for having me. I love you more.
I can't believe it took me this long to have you on. Like I said, I mess with you on Twitter, but when you mess with women on Twitter and other people see you messing with them, like, hey, sexy, and like, what the fuck? Look at Joey hitting on Sarah Tiana. Yeah, I know. And I don't think I could DM you. I think you broke that fucking option. We don't follow each other. Something. It's so weird how sometimes you go to message somebody, you're like, fuck. Now I got to hit them in public in front of everybody. I don't really want to hit them in front of everybody. Let me get some shout-outs real quick here. Jay Horton, you bad motherfucker. Constantine Rain. Michael Joaquin. Dan Pizzini. Tommy Heater. Kirby McKenzie. I love you, cocksuckers. Thank you for always being here. Also, to our sponsors. You're going to get this Monday morning, March, whatever the fuck. How you doing, Lee?
I'm pretty high.
How's that Chibo Chi? You're looking good, cocksucker.
What are you going to do, May 26th?
May 26th, you're going to get this. A beautiful day to be alive. Get up, wash your little pussies. Get out there. Somebody out there's got your fucking lunch money, cocksucker. I don't give a fuck if it's Memorial Day. Get out there. There's a soldier somewhere on fucking duty. So get out there. I don't want to hear about you crying. You never even were in the Boy Scouts, cocksucker. So what do you care? What do you know about veterans and shit, bitch? On it! For all your fucking health needs. From jump ropes to kettlebells to supplements to Alpha Brain to Shroom Tech They can help you. I read an article about, everybody always got their opinion about everything. I'm sick and tired. Something's good. I'm breathing better. And some guy writes an article at the mushrooms. They grow in your lungs and fucking creatures come out of your asshole. I don't need this shit late night. I'm drinking coffee. Anyway, Dollar Shave Club. What the fuck? $1, $6. What?
The promo code for On It.
What fucking promo code? The box. Go to the box. Listen, what you got to do is get your life together. Go to onit.com. See what they got to offer you. They got supplements. They got jump ropes. They got weighted vests. They got quadricep mushrooms. They got it all. Kettlebells. See what you want. Go to the supplements. If there's a supplement you want, go to the box. Go to joeydiaz.net. Go to the box and press in.
Church.
CHURCH. Get 10% off. Get put on the list. And you're a fucking savage like Sarah Tiana playing with her hair over there. She's making my heart beat. Number 2, Dollar Shave Club. Again, I'm sick and tired of going over this with you fucking people. If you're not with Dollar Shave Club, you're missing the boat. Even my brother George says he spends $22 a month on razors. Even if you drop the $6 package, I'm saving you $16 a month. At the end of the year, I'm saving you a douche. You know what you could do with a douche? You could take Sarah Tiana on a date to Benihana and hang out with Mexicans, hanging out as Japanese people. They're the real actors in this country, ladies and gentlemen. Not fucking Brad Pitt, nobody else. Go to a Benihana, you'll see a Mexican acting like a Jap. That deserves an Academy Award. Anyway, what the fuck, Lee? Why you giving me that edible for? I told you, get your
How many edibles have you had?
Don't worry about what I ate, all right? Just worry about what yourself. Dollar Shave Club here. For all your shaving needs, they also have a post-shave now.
Yeah.
Did you see that? They have the pre-shave, the thing for your face, like cocoa butter.
I think it's called like Dr. Carver's.
Tremendous. They don't fuck around. They're making big accomplishments over there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, Sarah. Maybe you shave your monkey, you put that fucking aftershave on it. It smells like flowers. I don't fucking know what women do no more. I don't know. Anyway, go to Dollar Shave Club. What is it?
Dr. Carver's Magnanimous Post-Shave.
All right, beautiful. Good. Yeah, you fucking did good at the spelling bee. All right, Dollar Shave Club. $1, $6, and $9. Go to joeydiaz.net. Press in the box.
Church.
CHURCH. Bam! And you get your fucking deal. $1 a month, $6 a month, and $9 a month for razors sent right to your door. You don't got to wait online. You don't got to fuck with people. It's all over but the shop. Hulu Plus. What am I going to tell you? Modern Family, The Daily Show, Scandal. You could see all your favorite shows. You could binge watch them on Smart TV, Roku, Apple TV, Xbox, PlayStation. Pretty much any fucking streaming device you got in the house. You understand me? You can watch it. You go to Hulu Plus right now. You're pressing what in the box?
Joey.
Bam! What do you get? You get $7.99 a month. But before you even lift a rock, you get 2 weeks for free. Who gives you that type of action? No. When you go to a strip club, does the stripper let you sniff under the tit? No, she doesn't. You have to give her a 10 spot to get the party started. The same thing happens everywhere else in this world, not with Uncle Joey. I'm going to let you get Hulu Plus 2 weeks for free. On the fucking arm. Then $7.99 a month after that. Watch all your shows. Remember, $7.99 gets your shows anytime, anywhere. That's like a quarter a fucking day. Where are you going to get that action at? Escape Pod Tank. You're all fucked up. You had a bad week. Your wife left you. You want to soak in some fucking, what's the name of that?
Sensory deprivation tank?
Sensory deprivation tank. You want to get your shit together. You want to get your head back. Go to escapepodtank.com. They ain't fucking around no more. You understand? My man Jeremy is always manning the 1-800 number for all your questions. If you order just the tank model, get $150 off. You mention Joey D, the church, your mother's ass, whatever, you get fucking additional $250 off. Who gives you that type of love? Who? Nobody, cocksuckers. On it, Dollar Shave Club, Hulu Plus, EscapePodTank.com. I love this company. Escape Pod Tank. They got industrial, commercial tanks. They got whatever the fuck you need. You understand me? When you get one, you invite Sarah Tiana over. We'll float together. God knows what can happen. She'll teach you how to write a joke, cocksuckers. Anyway, we're back Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. Lee Syatt, you're sitting there like a fucking mort.
Yeah.
Get it together. Sarah Tiana taught you some stories. I want you to go home.
We have the live podcast, too.
And we got the live podcast Wednesday night, if I don't work, because I'm shooting that movie, and I'm shooting a TV show. I don't know my schedule till tomorrow. I don't even know about San Diego. I got to call the girl tonight and let her know. Look at Sarah Tiana throwing heat with those tight little pants on. She's making my fucking heart beat, motherfuckers. Anyway, we love you. This February. Wednesday night, Ice House. If I don't have to shoot the movie, Thursday night, San Diego. And then 6-5 and 6-6, I'm with my man Duncan Trussell at Wise Guys. in Utah, and then the following week I'm at Governor's, bitches. June 10th through the 14th, June 12th to the 14th, I'm at Governor's in Long Island. Beside that, I don't know what to tell you. Have a great holiday with your families. Have a great holiday. Light a candle for the veterans that fucking smoked dope and did shit before you did. You ain't the first motherfucker that got a knife, cocksucker. Stay black.
Now that the show's over, don't forget to sign up for a free trial of Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus lets you binge on thousands of hit shows anytime, anywhere on your TV, PC, smartphone, or tablet. Support this podcast and get an extended free trial of Hulu Plus when you go to huluplus.com/Joey or go to joeydiaz.net and click on the Hulu Plus banner. Don't forget to sign up for dollarshaveclub.com. Get high-quality razors sent to your door every month for a fraction of what you pay at retail. Now go to dollarshaveclub.com/church or just go to joeydiaz.net and click on the Dollar Shave Club banner and go to escapepodtank.com. Yeah, escapepodtank.com and get all your sensory deprivation tank needs and mention Joey Diaz and get $250 off.
The national anthem, cocksucker.
Oh, I have